Hey, what is up YouTube? Welcome to the channel. I am Travis, or Twist the Guns. Today we're going to be listening to Versailles Masquerade. I hope I said that name right. So, what my buddy told me is this is a power metal band. I am not too familiar with the genre of power metal. I don't really know what it's necessarily is. I usually use like blanket statements like metal, rock, country, rap. So I don't really know like subgenres or what kind of differentiates it from just normal metal. But yeah, no, I'm interested into it. I'm interested to see what it is. And yeah, we're just gonna get straight into it. Okay, I like the look. Beautiful scenery so far. Okay. This is interesting. Okay. So I mean I'm not too familiar with power metal, but I mean I love the aesthetic. I mean it's beautiful. It's a beautiful music video. Like when I think of metal, I generally think of like kind of like heavier music. Now, I don't know how power metal differentiates it from just kind of my what I think metal is, but this feels like more of like an intimate experience. You know, it's softer. It's more like it feels more intimate, if that makes sense. I don't know. It's interesting. It's like I've never, at least I wasn't aware I've listened to power metal, so I'm kind of like this is like my first. I want to think this is my first time listening to power metal, so I'm kind of just trying to understand it. So I've never seen somebody play like that before. That's so interesting. Okay. Okay, that was interesting. That was an interesting first experience into at least Japanese power metal. I'm not too familiar with just power metal if we have that in the States. I imagine we do. Like the first impression I got just from seeing them was so I was raised on like rock music, like Bon Jovi and like Ozzy and all that. At least, most of my music interest was given to me kind of by my mother. I was kind of raised on that music. And it kind of reminds me I mean, I have to I'm trying to relate to my own experience, but it reminds me of like I don't know what they're called. It's kind of like, they're like hairstyle bands like in like the 80s before I was born, but like the 80s and stuff like, they all had them like hairstyle. It was a different time period, things change, but it was like hairstyle bands and stuff. It kind of gives me that kind of vibe. They kind of have like an edgy type it kind of gives me that kind of vibe a little bit. But the singing was it felt very intimate. Like this guy, as he's doing this, I'm like, man, it's like, is he trying to steal my heart? What's going on here? It felt like a very intimate experience, like he was singing like to you by yourself, No, it was interesting. And another thing I really enjoy about just Japanese music as I've been kind of experimenting with it is I just love how everybody really has their own everybody has their own like unique look. You know what I mean? Like it's not like generic. Like everybody, like Baby Metal has their own look, they have their own look. You know what I mean? Like it sets them apart, and I just love kind of like the aesthetic that bands kind of use to differentiate themselves. So I really love that aspect of it as well. I don't know how to express my opinion on it too much. I feel like I kind of like it, but I don't. It's new to me, so I'm kind of like, okay, I gotta listen to more power metal to kind of understand. But yeah, we're gonna go and we're gonna look up some of the lyrics, and maybe I can kind of like, because it's mostly in Japanese, and I know I know some words in Japanese, but my Japanese isn't very good. What's the word? Is it Jozuja arimasen. I know that sounds very like English, but yeah, skilled, not very skilled. Yeah, let's just look at some of the lyrics and maybe it paints a better message to what the song's about. So let's see the English translation. Reality breaks, now you collapse in the sound. In a moment, everything this night is exposed. Yet more lies. What can we believe? I can see it all within you. To that shapeless heart, let us sing these simple words. This is like a poem. It feels like a poem for sure. It kind of reminds me of some like Romeo and Juliet type. I can't leave you alone when I close my eyes like falling stars absorb the moonlight for the sake of eternal darkness. You know, I just love like Japanese music has such an elegance to it. I don't know. It's this is like literally reading a poem. This is like poetry. This world is a masquerade, a ball of mass dancing souls, eyes merely reflecting our true embrace. My destiny is collapsing. I can't leave you alone when I close my eyes, overflowing with stars. I was born to meet you. I believe it's the meaning of immortality. This world is a masquerade, a ball of mass dancing souls. Only you know the eyes, that heart that I embrace. Our destiny is collapsing. It kind of, at least this aspect of it, it sounds like yeah, it sounds like a woman. Well, I say a woman just because the singer's a guy. But see, right here, it sounds like somebody that was lied to or maybe deceived by somebody they care about. But then right here, it kind of seems like a love song. So it's I don't know. It's interesting. These are definitely lyrics that I'm gonna have to kind of just sit here and maybe my own time and kind of just decipher and kind of interpret my own meaning. It's beautiful wordplay, and it's definitely wordplay that you got to kind of just sit there and kind of just interpret. Yet more lies. What can we believe? I can see it all within you. To that shapeless heart. So it sounds like a woman that is a liar, and maybe kind of didn't reciprocate the love that that the singer had, I suppose. I don't know, it's just really interesting and it's kind of open for interpretation, but it's definitely wordplay that you got to kind of sit there and kind of interpret in your own way and kind of decipher and go through it. So I feel like the lyrics are they have very deep lyrics. Yeah, I just love the wordplay. I think it's a very elegant. I think the lyrics are very elegant. I love the aesthetic. I love that they set themselves apart. I love how intimate it kind of felt. Yeah, I don't know. Power metal, Japanese power metal is a whole new genre to me, so I'm not when something's new, you don't really know how to interpret it at first. You as you kind of progressively experiment with it, you get more and more familiar with it. But yeah, no, I hope in the future that I listen to some more Japanese power metal and I can kind of start understanding what power metal is about. And yeah, it's an interesting genre for sure. I think this band's very interesting. I definitely want to get more familiar with power metal. So if you guys have some power metal bands, if you can tell me like what your interpretation of the lyrics are, or maybe what the song's about. I don't know if I mean, music's open to your interpretation, but maybe he had a very specific message to his music or the song. So if if you guys want to just leave a comment about your interpretation of the lyrics or what the song was meant to be about, I'd love to read about it, or maybe just like background of this music, just power metal as a genre, or recommend some power metal. I'm so open for more music, more genres. I'm loving the Japanese music. It's a new genre for me, and I'm loving the entire journey. But yeah, no, I hope the reaction was okay. It's new, so I don't really know what to say too much, but hopefully you guys enjoy the reaction, and I will see you guys in the next video. Later.